Morning everyone! The day has come to put on my upgraded splitter on the front of my car. I received the splitter, the winglets, and the side rocker panels a few days ago, but just finally getting around to putting the splitter on. I think I'll probably turn this into a couple videos, do the front splitter as one, and then I'll do a separate video for the rocker panels. Thinking I might even do one separate video just to see your thoughts on the stage 2 compared to stage 3 front winglets. I went back and forth, I couldn't decide what I like best. We'll get out into the garage and get started. Have a great day. Alright, let's get this front splitter unwrapped and give it a little closer inspection. Looks like Extreme Online Store did a great job of getting it wrapped up and protected. Closer look at that. Got foam all around it nicely. Alright, let's get this out of here and take a look. Oh yeah, at first glance everything looks pretty darn good. Considering it's going to be a piece that goes right next to the ground where a bunch of rocks fly up, I think it'll be just fine. Oh, it looks great. Let's get one last look at this stage 1 splitter before it comes off. Alright, it is time to get the front end jacked up and up on jack stands so that we can start working on this front splitter. I've got a couple jack stands right under the jacking points. You look on the Chevy website, that whole panel right there is a good place to support from. Here's our project. As you can see, we've got a bunch of little screws with the hex heads on them that we'll need to take out. I think there's 10 or 12 of those, and then so that's these here, and then we've also got all these little rivets here. I've seen different ways to do this. You can either drill them out. Looks like you can take a screwdriver and just kind of pound the head off too, so I'll give it a go and see what works best here. Time to start getting these bolts out. I think I'm going to take the majority of them out, maybe leave just a couple in there. Leave those for last until after I get the rivets out, and then we'll take those last couple bolts out to drop the splitter down. As an FYI, it looks like these are 7mm, so just to save you a little time. Leave that one in there. I think we maybe need to take this very end one out as well. Looks like that's holding this little side guard and part of the splitter. I'll switch this camera angle for you real quick. See the other side? Alright, that was easy enough to get those out. Now, we'll switch gears and work on these little rivets. We'll see what works better here, but I think I'm going to try just drilling out the head off of this rivet. I'll give that a shot on this one and see how that goes. Try not to go through it too far. I don't want to cause any damage to any of the material up above. So you guys can see that one pretty good. Let's try this one. Let's try to start with this one. Oh yeah, perfect. That is the way to go, I think. As you saw, a couple twists of the drill bit and off it came, so that's perfect. Of course, this one starts to spin. Go figure. That's alright though. That being the case, we'll take a screwdriver and we'll get that thing popped off of there. we go. Obviously that didn't come off as easy as the drill did, but so I think we'll try drilling them first. If they start to spin on me, we'll finish them off with the screwdriver. But it gives you two quick examples of the two different techniques. I'll get the rest of these off and then we'll skip right to getting this stage 1 splitter off. Just a little tip. What I found was if you get the drill speed nice and fast, that seems to help with the spinning of the rivet head. Get the drill speed going good first, and start your drilling process. Voila! Just a couple more screws to take out. All the rivets are out, and we should be able to drop this baby down. Alright, I believe these middle two are the last ones. Here we go. Voila! Off. I don't know if you can see it, but check out all those nasty bugs and dirt that got caught up under there. Cool. Alright, take a quick look at this. Let's see what it would look like without a splitter at all. Nah, I think we need a splitter. What do you guys think? Alright, let's take a little look at the underside here. Oh yeah, plenty dirty. We'll get that cleaned off good. Take a little propylene mix used for that. Ooh, looks like we got a little paint chip there. Might have to take care of. One more trick for you guys that I just noticed as I'm working on this. You got your rivets here. Looks like you are able to get your hand up underneath the fiberglass here. So if you stick your hand up here, pop these up through, you can get up in there with a little bit of effort and get those out of there so they're not jiggling around. So when I do the actual install of this front splitter, I am going to use a little double-sided tape, either some 3M or I believe I got some Loctite brand. But just to get the surfaces cleaned real well, I do like to use about a 20% isopropylene alcohol. Basically, you can buy rubbing alcohol in the store. You just want to figure out which one you're buying and reduce it down. Some people say you can use more than that, but things I've read, 20% is a good number. Does the job, and don't take any chances of damaging your paint. This side I just rubbed the bugs and stuff off. It didn't wipe down yet. And this side I did take and did one quick wash down with that alcohol. So definitely gets the surface nice and clean. If you look here, darn GM, apparently they don't care about runs in their paint on the bottom of a surface that's not visible. Definitely make sure you wash down that surface real good and wash down the mating surface of the new splitter before you put the tape on. Here's a real quick look at the old splitter and the new splitter side by side. That nice shiny carbon flash color sure is going to look nice on the front of that car. I know I've seen other reviews online of the Extreme Online Store products, and sounds like all the holes match up perfectly with the car. And you look at this, obviously I don't have it over the top of one another, but they sure look like they are pretty much spot on. So excited to get this thing installed. All right. I am now going to take the alcohol spray and a nice clean cloth and wipe this down good so we can start putting the double face tape on it. Alright, that should be nice and clean. Alright, the tape that I'm going to use, I know I've seen a lot of people use 3M mounting tape, but this Loctite was one that I found at the local retail store. Save big money at Menards. Anyways, This stuff says that the roll holds up to 100 pounds per roll. I think the stuff they had for the 3M only held up to like 25 pounds per roll. So I know you can get better products online, but considering this was the best I could find at the local store, this is what I'm going to use. First off, I'm just going to go screw hole to screw hole here, and then I think I'll probably put a little bit closer to where the rivets were as well, just to hold up that front good also, but just to give you an idea of what I'm doing. Take a quick look under the underside of the car, just see what other surfaces look like it makes sense to put this on. I got all the tape on here. Now I'm going to take it and fit it up, make sure everything looks good as far as all the holes are concerned before we take the tape off. Time to put this up, fit it up, see how it looks. Hopefully this is a halfway decent view. That is going to look excellent. Obviously it's not in place yet, but check it out. I will get this down, get the tape off, get it put into place. Alright, I got it all fitted up. All the holes look pretty good. Just had to drill out the end holes a little bit. That hole was more slotted. Actually the first one in was more slotted as well, so I just took I think it was a 1/4 inch bit, or maybe a little bigger, and just drilled those out, just to be able to get the screws in a little easier and have a little bit of play in that. Otherwise all the holes line up, so time to get all of this red film off the tape and get it into place. Alright, the suggestion I have is when you're putting this into place, as much as you can, try not to put it all the way up against the underside of the painted body. If you can, try to keep it down a little bit, get the bolts all in, and then obviously you can suck it up and get it nice and tight and get that tape adhered when you tighten all the bolts up. I think that is all looking about right. So work on getting the rest of these in here now. There we go. I was just missing the clips a little bit. Alright. Show you this. I think I got all the screws in now. There we go. Got the one over there. The only ones we need to put in are the ones on the very end there. So I'll get those in shortly here. I got to put the little air deflector flaps back on. We'll get these last two in on the ends, and then should be as simple as in these other holes, throw the screws in that came with the kit, and we will be done. Okay, now time to get this last screw on the far side in, along with these nice little air dams over here. There we go. There, we're talking. All right. Bingo. Perfect. Now I just gotta do the other side. All right. All of the bolts are in underneath. Now it is time to put the final screws in. But yeah, that's sucked up real nice. Get those screws in, it'll suck up there even a little tighter. These were a little bit of a bugger, but I got them. Trying to get those 3 holes right here to line up. All right, like we talked about, final step, let's get these screws in. Hopefully it'll focus on this. As you can see, the screws that came with the kit are self-tapping Phillips head screws, so they should work just fine. Just gotta give this all a little pull up just to make sure I'll show you getting a couple of these screws in, and then get the rest of them put in, and we will be finished. Alright, one last quick thing to show you. I did start all these self-tapping screws with the drill, but I think I'm going to just finish them all off by hand just so I don't strip them through the plastic slash fiberglass up above. There we go, just get them nice and hand tight and call it good. Alright, I'll finish these off and now I will show you the final product. Alright everyone, it is on and fully secured. Time to bring her down and I'll take it out into the sunlight and show you a little better.